Hello and welcome to the podcast. My name is Mike, also known as Mike's Vlog TV on YouTube. Man, I am excited because this giant event that I was doing at work is completely over. I did find out though that apparently there's a social networking thing or clause or some sort. I don't know what it is, but it's a part of my job. So I guess I can talk about my job, but I can't give you the name of the company that I work for. I can say that I'm a manager, the assistant manager at a pizza shop. So whatever, whichever that one may be. But we did the Mika Auto auction for the past 10 days, and it was just crazy because it would start at 9 o'clock in the morning, but you have to be there at like 8:30 to set up, and you have to park like so far away. And unfortunately, this time I didn't actually go to the event. So I stayed in the store and I was just making pizzas, and at one point we had two events going on at the same exact time, so we would make like 70 pizzas like in an hour just for the events, and I was like, so tired. And then I would go home, like I would work, I'd go in at 9 in the morning, and then I would leave, maybe, like I'd work until like maybe 7 or 8 at night, and then I'd go home for a little bit, and then I had to go back around like 10:30 to do all like the paperwork and like do the audits and the money, then all this good fun stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is just like the death of me. I feel like I'm gonna die if I continue to do this. So I'm just really tired. Yesterday was Monday. Was it Monday? I don't even know. Yeah, tonight's Tuesday, but Monday I what the hell? I worked the 15 hours. Yeah, and then today I was supposed to be off, which is Tuesday, and I worked like 7 hours today, and I was like, man, I'm just never gonna get a day off. And finally, I think this Thursday, we have another event coming up, and I'm like, I can't take anymore, but I have it off. Thank God. I'm gonna go fucking crazy. But I'm still dealing with that Honda issue. They keep calling me every freaking day to follow up. They're like, hey, did you have time to go to the dealership? I'm like, yeah, I work a lot, and I just didn't have time. I was like, how about I call you when I go? And they're like, okay, I'll give you a call tomorrow. And I'm like, there's no point. I'm not going tomorrow. Why don't you ever listen? Nobody ever listens. They all just follow a script. They do it, I guess they just do their job. Whatever. I don't give a shit. But it's like they keep calling me, and I'm like, okay, I just won't answer. But that doesn't work. They just keep calling. Keep calling. I hate customer service sometimes. Did it for years, and I don't know how I could even stand it. The sound of this might be... I wonder if it's going to sound weird because I'm actually in a bedroom. It's actually like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping in the other room, and I feel like I'm talking really loud, but I may not be. I don't know. Apartment walls aren't like the thickest in the world. One of the things that I notice is, I love customer service, and I love helping customers and serving customers and everything like that, because they kind of drive your business. Every time, like, a boss is like, oh, who signs your paychecks, where, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's actually the customer, because customers won't be, I wouldn't have a job without a customer ordering stuff, so... And I always get into the argument with them about that. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about here, but some customers are just freaking assholes. Like, obviously you can, use technology to order if you don't have to call the restaurant anymore. You can go online and you can place your order. And the great thing about placing your order online is you're in control of your order. Whatever you select is what comes across the screen. And it's understandable if they ordered like a pepperoni pizza and we sent them a sausage pizza or a cheese pizza. That's obviously my problem. I messed it up. But when they're like, for example, today, somebody orders a pepperoni and sausage pizza with extra cheese. I deliver the pizza to them, and they call up screaming at me. Now, right on our box, the label tells you exactly what's on it. And they're like, I ordered a cheese pizza. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, let me take a look at your order. And then they look into it. And I'm like, no, it definitely says pepperoni and sausage and extra cheese. And like, well, that's not what I ordered. I'm like, well, you ordered it online. You selected the toppings. I mean, you had to click them for them to come on. And I wish I could be like, you're a fucking dumbass. You obviously selected it and you're stupid. Like, well, I want my money back and I want a new pizza. I'm like, well, I'll make you a new one and I can send it out, but I can't refund your money. I mean, you selected it. And they put a complaint online so that they get their money back. It's like, people are such scumbags. I wish I could curse them out on the store. That'd be great. Probably not. That wouldn't be good. Nobody would ever order from us if they knew, like, okay, if we screw up or if they screw up, they're just gonna scream at us. So, apparently I didn't get any, so I wanted to, have my friend or Zivo or, someone else on the podcast with me, but I failed at messaging people or calling my friend or anything like that, but it's okay, there's plenty of time, but I always talk about Zivo, just because Zivo is like, I love to hate him, or hate to love him, or whichever way. It's like, I was reading his comment. I was actually at work when that comment came over, of Zivo's professional constructive criticism, and I'm reading it, and every single time, not every single time, but most of the times when I read Zivo's, comments, I'm like, he's such an asshole. And I'm like, no, he's not really. And then I sit there and I think about it, and I'm like, you know what? He's not really an asshole. He's a listener giving me feedback that I keep freaking asking for, and he gives it back, and then I just don't accept it because I just feel like he's being a prick to me, even though I know he still will watch my next video or listen to my next podcast, or and he'll still cringe when it's exactly the same as after he gave me the constructive criticism that I chose not to take. But a part of me wanted to start this podcast off talking about hosting issues, even though I don't have any hosting issues. I have none. I just like to bitch about not being professional. It's like, I guess if I'm not in a radio, like, why isn't this fucking podcast already on a radio station? I'm such an idiot. I don't even care about views, but yet I care about views. And then I'm like, I love Zivo and I want your feedback. But then I'm like, I get it. And then I'm like, I don't want your feedback. Just lie to me and tell me that it was the best podcast you've ever heard in your life. And like, you run around and you've got a billboard sign in your town advertising my podcast because it was that amazing. So yeah, I definitely, I was going to save the whole entire yelling at Zivo thing until he was on the podcast again, but I chose not to do that. I'll still yell at him. I'm sure he's probably on his treadmill now, shaking his head, thinking about, oh God, another 10 minutes of my life I've wasted. That's okay. I'll leave him a comment, tell him what to fix this time, and watch him not fucking do it for the third time. I should just have Zivo write my podcast, and I'll just read it. I'll just read it off. Except I guess he was an English teacher in Japan. So, he might use big words. Too big words. I wouldn't be able to read them. Dumb them down. I actually hired a new delivery driver. I've actually thought about Zivo because, we just hired him, and he's like, oh, by the way, I know I just started, but I have to leave for a month. I was like, what? Like, how do you start a job and then tell me, like, after I hire you and train you and everything, they tell me that you have to leave for a month? He's going to Japan for a month. He's going guess, missionary training, or I don't remember what he said. But I told him, I was like, do me a favor. I won't fire you if you bring me back just any can, any random can. It doesn't have to have liquid in it. It could be a bottle, just something from Japan that you drank. Because the cans there are like freaking badass. And then he's like, yeah, I definitely can do that. Then he rubbed it in the fact that his dad works in an airline, so he flies for free. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it cost me like $8,000 if I want to go to freaking Japan, but he goes for free. Why is it that everybody, like, every time you hear somebody's going on vacation or going somewhere, they're like, bring me back something. Like, if I was him, I would have been like, dude, screw you. I'm not bringing you back shit. I'm not gonna put it in my luggage. I'm not gonna haul around a bottle for a month in hopes that you'll remember when I come back that you asked me for an empty fucking bottle. But he just was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And then he was talking about that drink that has the marble in it. I'm sure Zevo knows what the hell that thing is. I've seen it just like in videos and stuff like that, but I don't actually know what it is. And then I was like, man, I want to try that. And he's like, they sell it. And I'm like, where? He goes, at Asian markets. And I was like, oh, sweet. Well, where's there an Asian market? And he's like, I don't know. Look at that doesn't fucking help me. I was like, bring me back that now, or I'm gonna fire your ass. Is that even legal? If he doesn't bring me back a present, he doesn't have a job. I'm sure that's illegal and in all kinds of ways. But then again, I guess I could technically fire him because he's in a probationary period. Whatever. Well, it's definitely still 3 in the morning. I'm gonna probably try to go to sleep. I bought a bunch of parts for my car. Oh, speaking of my car, I was involved in an accident like 2 weeks ago. I totally forgot to tell you guys. Yeah, some asshole hit me and then left. And I memorized his license plate. And I gave it to like the police and I called them and stuff like that. And they're like, did you follow him? Where did he go? And I'm like, that's not my job. Like, that's not safe. I'm not gonna follow somebody. Are you crazy? And then, so I give him the license plate number, and, like, I call my insurance company and everything like that, and they're like, okay, just go to the body shop, get a quote, and, we'll get it fixed. And I'm like, okay, so I go and I do my stuff that I gotta do, and, I get the quote, they send it over, my insurance company's like, okay, we'll cover it, you just pay your deductible, which is $250, and I'm like, no. No, I'm going to wait until you guys find the person that hit me and see if they have insurance, or am I going to have to, sue them for the money. It's not like they drove a piece of crap car. It was a newer car. But 2 weeks has passed. The insurance company is just like, yeah, we can't figure out who was driving. We found the owner, but we can't figure out who was driving, so just go get it fixed. You're covered. That's why you pay for uninsured motorists. And I'm like, listen, it's the principle. It's like becoming the principle. And like, nobody cares. State police don't care. Insurance company doesn't care. Did $1,100 worth of damage, and I was so mad too because I just got done ordering parts for my car. I ordered new headlights for it, HIDs. I had lowering springs I was gonna order, but I postponed those. Ordered new LED interior lighting, and I'm gonna hook up my system in the car again, and now the back end of my car is all dinged up and scratched and everything, and nobody cares. It's not that I want them to care, I just want them to actually do their freaking job. And I guess if it comes down to it, I'll just have to pay the $250, and it is what it is, but I'm hoping that I don't have to do that. Christmas is right around the corner, guys. It seems like that. Time's flying so much. Alright. Well, I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna go to bed. lay down, stare at the ceiling for the next like 14 hours, and hope to God I can go to bed before 7 a.m. So I want to wake up at 8 tomorrow. I got to be at work at 2. 2 to 2, so another 12 hours tomorrow. Yay for me. It's a win in my category. Well, guys, I will talk to you guys later, hopefully on Monday. If not, definitely on Thursday.